Great to be in this wonderful state. So many friends, so much success, and we love being here. And that comes right from the government services, comes right out of Border Patrol. Take a look at that. So that arrow is the lowest amount of illegal immigration ever in recorded history into our country. And then the worst president in the history of our country took over. And look what happened to our country. Probably 20 million people. And you know, that's a little bit old, that chart. That chart's a couple of months old. And if you want to really see something that's said, take a look at what happened.
Pumping his fist, but clearly Secret Service wants to get him out of this situation.
Biden has often argued that Trump poses a threat to democracy, citing his refusal to accept the results of the 2020 election and his open admiration for autocrats. Trump has tried to turn the tables, arguing that Biden is the real threat to democracy. Without evidence, Trump claims Biden is responsible for the myriad criminal cases filed against the former president. About half of Americans say they are extremely or very concerned about threats to democracy in the United States, 52%, including majorities of Democrats, 58%, and independents, 54%.
Donald John Trump was born on June 14, 1946 in New York. The fourth of five brothers and son of Mary Ann McLeod and Frederick Trump, known as Fred Trump, a German businessman. At just 13 years old, his father sent Donald to a military boarding school in New York, where he would remain until he was 18. He wanted them to teach him true military discipline. After graduating in economics in 1968, he immediately began working in his father's company. It is important to underline that the university Trump attended is the most respected in the world.
Fred Trump's company was one of the largest real estate firms in New York. During this period, Donald helped his father manage his properties and went knocking on doors to ask for rent from customers. It was said that there were 22,000 homes. The young Trump grows up quickly and gains his father's trust and is elected president of the company. And Fred steps aside, although he continues to manage the old properties.
His first move as president was to enter the luxury market in Manhattan, a leap in quality between the 60s and 70s. Trump pushes a lot on the expansion of the company. Donald was learning his skills, but the road was quite old, given the results obtained by the family business. In 1974, Trump decided to bring together many of the companies in what became the Trump Organization. But Trump's name is still not very well known. He had to do something that attracted people's attention. Things began to change with the Commodore Hotel in 1976. Trump bought a hotel for the sum of $130 million to find the money he entrusts to his father, who at Hyatt Company also active in the real estate sector, but his father and Hyatt would have lent him only $70 million, which was not enough. Calculating inflation, it will be $700 million in 2023. So Donald has to find a way to pay the missing money, but no one will be willing to invest. This is where connections with politics come into play. For those years, structuring a dilapidated hotel would have revitalized the entire surrounding area, an excellent investment. So Trump managed to obtain a discount on property taxes lasting 40 years. According to an article in the New York Times, this discount would have cost New York City as much as $360 million in lost tax revenue. Thanks to the discount, Trump was able to balance the costs of the investment. The agreement between Trump and the government did not go unnoticed. Many shouted at the scandal. And after 4 years of work, the new Grand Hotel Hyatt was inaugurated, a luxury hotel with over 1,400 rooms, and thus begins a great adventure for Trump. In fact, Trump invests in luxury hotels, first focusing on Manhattan and then on New Year's. In 1983, he built the symbol of his empire, the Trump Tower, which is located a few steps from the financial area of New York and became the headquarters of the Trump Organization. By now, he feels like the king of the neighborhood and continues to expand his properties in Manhattan. Above all, the Plaza Hotel, built in 1988 with more than $400 million, Trump now owns an innumerable series of real estate assets, including luxury and resident hotels. But not only did he diversify in 1989, he founded his own airline, the Trump Shuttle. This heritage was created thanks to Trump and his choices, and thanks to him, the family business has risen to this level. But for Trump, this is just the beginning. Start a new business and start investing in the casino sector. In 1978 and 80, the casinos were still in the growth phase. Trump had already invested in some luxury hotels and casinos in the 80s. But in 1988, he made a crazy investment and built the Taj Mahal, the largest casino of the time and the most expensive and sure of having created the goose among the golden eggs. Trump knows that in gambling, the one who wins in the end is the gaming house. That is, the casinos are set up to make the owners earn money. It gives the public the illusion of big winnings, and millions come in every month.
But running such a business turns out to be much more difficult than expected. The costs of the casinos to maintain them are too high. Imagine the electricity bills for a place full of lights open 24 hours a day. And the father was very worried about this, but Trump tells him not to worry. But Trump creates a debt of $5 billion, and having such a high debt brings with it risks. And if revenues start to fall, and this is where the problems begin because the interest must be paid. From 1989 to 1990, disaster arrives, a credit crisis appears in the United States, and businesses begin to suffer because less money flows into the economy. With the drop in revenue, repaying debts has become a problem for Trump, and they bombard him with phone calls because they want their money back. And Trump somehow manages to repay his debts and has to liquidate his business, like that of the airline that was purchased by U.S. Airways in 1992. It also reduces the shares in some companies, but the Taj Mahal declares it bankrupt, as well as the hotel seen in the film Home Alone. It was a bad time for Trump, but help will arrive, and a new chapter begins for Trump.
It's unfortunate that he's taken a fall, but he has taken the fall.